the channel, man. What it do, man? What it is. We back with another video, and without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. So go ahead and like, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on post notifications, man. Let's get it. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about the Falcons, and just really how I feel about them, and where I see them going, and what they can do this year, And let's just jump straight into it and address the elephant in the room, the new head coach hire, Finally let, Arthur Smith out the door, thank God, And now you got in Raheem Morris, longtime coordinator around the league, a defensive coordinator, rather, around the league, even spent some time as a head coach, in this league. But he's going to bring a unique coaching style that I don't know why isn't, just talked about or incorporated just more, around the NFL in general. And he called it well, not even what he called it, because he didn't necessarily call it anything, but he's going to have a collaborative, coaching style. You know what I'm saying? So where what he said is that he's gonna have his offensive coordinator and his defensive coordinator, allow them to do what they do. If that makes sense, and not really have as much as an input, but rather be a overseer, if that makes sense. Which, in my opinion, is what a head coach should do. A head coach should, establish the what's the word I'm looking for here? The culture, I guess. A head coach should, set a culture, set a tone. Show his ability to coach any and every position on the field, but take the back seat in every position room. Does that make sense? As a coach, does that make sense? And allow the position coach or the coordinator, to, lead. And whenever you're addressing the whole team, that's whenever, you come in and you're the top dog, if that makes sense, right? And I think that that's great. That's a great coaching style that he's bringing. That just brings me joy, because that is just gonna allow his offensive coordinator or his defensive coordinator to either shine or fail. And yes, the pressure is still gonna be on him. I've heard some buzz about, well, he's doing this just in case they're not good. He can say, oh, it's this guy's fault for calling the play so and so, or this guy's fault for calling this play so and so, right? And it's like, no, I don't think it's that. I think he's trying to, lift these guys up, and he believes in their ability, to coach. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be able to be like, look, this guy led a blank, blank, blank offense, to whatever this year. He deserves a head coaching spot, if that makes sense. Or this guy led this defense, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, this linebacker coach, developed this blah, blah round pick into this, what I'm saying, in just one season. You know what I'm saying? They deserve a defensive coordinator, blah, 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 or whatever the case is, And I believe that is just going to be so great, and I believe that should really be incorporated just more into the NFL. And I just love it, man. And the last point to hit with him is that he knows what he's there for. He knows that, hey, this team is good enough to win. I mean, he said it. He said he wouldn't be here if the quarterback play was better. Meaning, hey, we're a piece or two pieces or whatever the case is away from being a good team, or a decent team, you know what I'm saying? A competent team, in my opinion, with studs. And then, we can go ahead and just jump straight into that. You might have a top three, or no, I would say a top three young core in the league. But, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan. I mean, Bijan alone, even if you just had Bijan, like, say that you just drafted Bijan last year, y'all would put y'all in the top whatever in the league, But the fact that you got Drake and Kyle Pitts out there, you know what I'm saying? And these guys would have been so poorly utilized in their young careers, just because of who, was leading them at quarterback and at head coach. For being real, I mean, there was multiple times this season where Bijan is getting taken out of a game or isn't getting a carry till late in a game or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I don't understand how you can be a head coach with this many weapons and fail. You know, I just don't comprehend that. If you want to get to the actual numbers part of the season, you know, I'll have it up here for you guys. But, you know, Bijan did, I mean, numbers wise, it's going to look good. And he had, you know, a all purpose of about 1,400 and something, like, I want to say like 1,460 something yards, you know, which is, you know, looks pretty good. And, you know, it is good, you know, numbers wise. I don't want to sit here and say that that's trash. I mean, that was a great rookie year, along with, you know, 4 rushing touchdowns and, you know, 4 receiving touchdowns. That's great. That's a phenomenal rookie year, you know, especially being coached by who you were coached by and used the way that you were used, you know. Good job, Bijan, you know. And then your boy Drake London had less than a rack. He had like 900 flat or something like that. Like, he was real close to 900, you know, not close to the 1,000, closer to 9, you know. And I think he had 2 touchdowns with that, you know what I'm saying? And Kyle Pitts had like 660 something passing yards. Like, what? With like 3 touchdowns. Like, what? The guy who, as a rookie, had 1,000 yards, who was a Pro Bowler, as a rookie? You know, like, that guy has 600? Ridiculous to me, man. Ridiculous to me. And, you know, you can say, oh, you know, hey, Jay, it's because of his quarterbacks, you know, and just quarterbacks have progressively gotten worse, and that's why his numbers have. I don't believe that at all. Now, maybe that is the case with the quarterbacks, but as a guy in the NFL, or not even, just as a guy in football, you're going to do you regardless of who's throwing you the ball. Look at Scary Terry out in Washington. You know, you're going to do you no matter what, regardless of who's throwing you that rock. You're going to do you. I'm just saying. And like, I don't know what's going on there. And his targets don't look to really be that down. But it's looking, I don't know, man. It doesn't look like, I don't know. But, you know, we're praying that, you know, Morris is going to come in and be able to utilize these guys great. And I really do believe that he will be. I mean, he's been around talent, you know, the past few years and, you know, years prior, you know, to that. I mean, he's been around nothing but talent. And now he's going to be, you know, the overseer of an offense that is like littered with talent. I mean, literally every position group has talent, you know, and now they're trying to go, and we can go ahead and transition into this, you know. They're trying to sign a quarterback this year, and everyone had speculated for the past, I don't know, since the season ended. You know, it's like March 3rd whenever I'm recording this, or March 4th, whenever it is. But whenever I'm recording this, and for the past few months since the season ended, you know, since the regular season ended, you know, they've said it's going to be Fields in Atlanta. Well, Atlanta came out and, you know, just recently said, hey, Cousins is our number 1. And then if we can't get Cousins, our plan B is Baker. So Fields isn't even like in their like thought process. You know, a third option, you never want a third option. You just don't. That's just like a girl. You know what I'm saying? You see a girl, you got 3 girls to pick from. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go to the first one because you want the first one. And yeah, you're going to settle with the third, but you're going to always think about them other 2. You know, like, dang, I wonder what they up to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, or you're going to say, what could have been, you know? And all I'm saying there is you don't want to do that. So, at bare minimum, you want to settle for number 2, you know? And that's at the worst, you know? But you would like to come out with Cousins, but you got to see what Minnesota is going to do there. You know, but that, you know, makes Fields' stock go down, which I know I am super in the minority here. I still believe Chicago should trade that pick, you know, but hey, that's, you know, y'all have like an absurd amount of free agents to bring back, you know, this year. And will you guys bring them back? I would assume that depends on, you know, what happens with Cousins and Baker, you know, and the contract that they are given, you know. But I don't know, man. I feel like you guys should try to bring back some guys, but if you don't want to bring back everybody, you know, even if you have the money to bring back everyone, you still might not want to, and see what's out there in free agency to go out there and grab. You know, I'm just saying, maybe. And if not, you know, I feel like that's cool too. But still, just hit up Cuz, you know, I'm saying, hey man, what you talking about? You know, I know you just had Jetta over there, right? I know you had Jetta, but now you can have, you know, a young Jetta, right? And you can have a dog tight end to throw it to, right? That you got over there, right? But now you got a crazy good running back also. So the throwing lanes are going to be there a lot more because they got to bring people in the box. And you pitch the same thing to Baker, you know, if Cuz hangs up the phones on you. You know, he's like, nah, I'm staying in midi. There's no such thing as another Jetta. Click. You know, he definitely could say that. But, nah, I don't know, man. I just feel like you're going to have to spend the money that you guys do have. With you guys' pick, I believe you'll have the 8th pick, 7th, 8th, 7th, 8th. I believe it's 8, but I don't know. It'll be up here. But I believe you guys should go out and get an edge rusher in this draft, right? You know, with Calais being a free agent, you know, and he's old as dirt, you know what I'm saying? No offense, Calais, but, you know, you're old as dirt. And, you know, I, you know, just feel like it's time to, you know, get someone young, you know. The DNs that, you know, the edge rushers that you guys should get, you know, is Dallas, you know, Turner, you know, out of Alabama. And, or I should also say Jared Verse, you know, out of Florida State. You know, I believe that they both could be selected at number 8 here, you know, respectfully, but I believe it's up to you guys. Now, most people are going to say Dallas because he went to Bama, you know, it's a better school. You know, I get that. So he's playing better competition and yada, yada. But, you know, hey, to each their own, you know, it's up to them at the end of the day, you know. But, yeah, Atlanta, you know, I believe y'all have the offense and y'all have the, you know, the dogs on defense, you know, and this new coaching staff to, you know, get the job done and actually be able to win, man. And hey, I'm just saying, might be able to take over the NFC South too. Maybe. I don't know. We got to see what Mike Evans is going to do in Tampa, you know, in free agency. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back tomorrow with another one. And we out.